How's it going, guys? I don't know. It's probably 1 o'clock in the morning. Maybe, maybe two. I don't know. I didn't look at the time. Um, I've been sick. Well, I was sick all day yesterday. I went and paid bills and stuff, and got two saws shipped out. I got two more I got to ship out, and I got to get a. Smitty needs a crankshaft for a 395. I got to pull that one out of that Neotech case and get that shipped out to him. Uh, this is my taper top build, and I've been fighting a tuning issue on it for quite some time, and I did have some JB Weldons in places where it probably shouldn't have been. It didn't fall out, but that wasn't the problem. I can't show the piston. I had a homemade single ring piston in here that was super light, but however, it wasn't as light as one of these Raismans. And this thing, it cut fast. Like you guys saw the video, it cut fast. It was doing good to get 9 horse on Joe's dyno, and it was running weird, like really, really weird. I mean, enough where it even caught Joe's attention, and Joe mentioned it to me. I'm like, yeah, it don't sound right. I just figured clone issues, whatever. Well, I wasn't happy, and it always had, like, I thought I screwed something up in my bill, because my saws normally thump over hard, like really, really hard, and this one never did. It pulled over about like an MS 170, and well, maybe not quite that bad, but it maybe an 036, stock 036. But I went to get the boot off, and I was going to tear this apart, and I was going to do more badder things to it, and the part that goes here for the plug wire, this just slides in there. Before I pulled this out, I think I had a good 1/4 inch or more gap here that I was probably overworking this coil, because this was bad. And then when I lifted the cylinder off, I had it had black smooge in here, and when I lifted that cylinder off, I had and I had black shit all inside there. I had a way overwhelming smell. It smelled like exhaust gas, like cold exhaust gas, like it was trapped in the crankcase. And I can't show the piston because I don't want to show the work on it. But the piston I used, the pin. This is one of them Raismans. The pin is farther in and actually smaller diameter than what these are, and I used a Farmer Tech ring on there that was for a large pin, and the piston I used had a small pin, and there was black stuff. It was pushing, all my compression was going right past the ring, and there was you can see the stains of the exhaust charge getting pushed down into the crankcase. So not only was I losing power through losing the compression, I was also pushing spent exhaust gases down in my crankcase, and then mixing with my fresh charge, which was diluting it, which was hurting power, and I think that was giving me a bunch of tuning issues. But I was gonna cut the chamber flat. I don't know what it is. I was gonna cut the chamber flat and then put a base gasket back underneath this to raise the jug back up for how much I had to cut off from it for doing the taper top. And it would have moved my numbers all around, and then I probably would have had to done a little bit of readjusting, or it could have moved the numbers around for more of a torquey work build. But I had the twin ring Farmer Tech piston that I'd already had the same taper top, because I cut the same taper on my Farmer Tech piston to do test fitting and all that, and I also used that piston. I put sticky sandpaper on it, and I used it to fine tune, because when I cut the chamber, I was off just a smidgen, so I used the Farmer Tech piston to kind of true up my chamber a little bit. And I had that, it was the same deck height as the one that I spent all that time on, so I lightened it up, but it's not as light as this, but it's not as light as what I had in there either. It's about 5 grams heavier. And but I've got 2 rings now, and I used my lightened wrist pin, and I mean, I put just one little finger drop on there, and I coated the whole cylinder on it because I don't put these together dry. But this thing, feels more like what I was expecting it to have. So I left the numbers alone. It's got the same numbers that was in it before, and we're going to see how it does with 2 rings and more compression, see if it fixes my tuning issue, and then I can see how it runs, and go from there, and then sometime get it back over to Joe's. And I want to fix this and see if it gets rid of my ignition problem. If it don't, I'll probably end up changing out the coil. It's just how it is. But I really liked how this ran, even though it was low on compression, so I'm thinking I'm going to like it even better. And then I have another one of these cylinders. If I want, I can, tear it apart later. When I put all this work into this, I just want to get it back together and see how it's going to do. Gotta get around. I gotta work on putting this all back together. I'm gonna have to dig through my parts pile. This is not that crucial. I can cram a steel one in there. I can cram a Chinesium. I'm sure I can find a coil somewhere, something to rob that steel piece out of. But yeah, Chinesium. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be up to. I'm going to be puttering on this, and then hopefully I can get this together tonight. I probably won't run it. I'll just let my goop seal up or dry up overnight, and then if it's not raining, it's kind of spitting a little bit of snow and rain and sleeting and raining or whatever right now. So probably won't be working at work tomorrow. But yeah. So, yep, that's what I'm going to be working on. So, yeah, trying to think what else. But I'm done with this. I might work on getting the crank cut for my 372 and then jump on that. Yeah, I don't know. But that one and that 2165 are the next 2 big ones on my list to do. And yeah, so I was disappointed on that. That was doing, I think it had 1 pull at 9, 1 at 889 or whatever, and it was just running like complete dog crap on Joe's dyno. That 660, that clone 660, its best pull is like 10.4. I knew that was a strong saw. As it stands right now, I think my buddy Nate, I think he's going to that race that's coming up here real soon. I think on the 16th in Illinois. I think I'm going to loan him. I'm not going to be able to make it to that one, but I think I'm going to loan him that one in my 462. Because he's got a pretty snotty 365, and he's got a 4910 that he's done really, really good with that I did him. So he's got the 3 and 4 cube covered. Yeah, there'll be the 5 and 6 cube. I'll be curious to see how that 462 does in a race. And then when I'm all caught up on that, I want to get on my 372 full circle build. And after that, I believe we got a viewer sending me a muffler half for the 500, so I can test out my Haida pipe versus muffler with outlet cover. And then I'm probably going to go in and change my roof on my 500i to get a little bit more RPM out of it. And then I want to back some of the ignition timing off on my 461, so I've destroyed, like, I don't know, 4 rope rotors in it now. I'm tired of putting rope rotors in it, so I'm going to back the timing off on it. That thing's, it's got about 5 degrees too much in it. So, yeah, so this is what I'm going to be puttering on tonight. So, I don't know. Hopefully I can test cut with it tomorrow. You guys take it easy and have a good one.